If you thought Thor 4 was going to be the worst film you'd see Russell Crowe in this year, you'd be right. But this film was a close second. Poker Face is a film written, directed, and starring every Australian's favourite non-Australian Australian. No, not that guy. We don't claim him. We haven't claimed him for years. I am, of course, talking about Russell, Are You Not Entertained, Crowe. And no, Russell, I was not entertained. Well, that's not exactly true. Like, the first 30-40 minutes of this film, I was, mildly intrigued. The film starts off with this kind of flashback to all the main characters as kids, and we get a bit of a Losers Club from It/Stranger Things gang vibe. They're all hanging by a lake. It's a sun-stoked Australian version of that, and everyone's in their board shorts running about the lake and having a good time. There's a stereotypical bully, and he's all like, "I'll punch you Losers Club, but you Australian drongos or whatever. Bloody hell, mate," he says, or something. It's all just a very Australian, quaint version of that kind of thing, but also add some poker in the mix, and we have a mildly entertaining start. I was kind of invested, but I'm also wondering if that's just because Russell Crowe was on screen and he's got this gravelly old man face and just the wrinkles tell such a story and a tale, and I'm just looking at him being like, ooh, the man can literally stand there and do nothing, and I'm invested. I'm like, ooh, what's going on behind those sorrowful, mourningful, sad man eyes? And Russell Crowe, hilariously enough, realizes how good he looks and how amazing his old man Russell Crowe kind of face looks with all those brilliant wrinkles, and he's just like, it's just, there's so much gravitas and just to the face. He knows it so much to the extent where the start of the film has an artist literally walk up to him and go, "You've just got such a good face, famous actor Russell Crowe. Can I paint it? I won't win this tournament." Of course she wins the tournament. And she's like, "I just want to paint your face because it's like the greatest face I've ever seen. It's got a story to tell." And he's like, oh, okay. And without knowing it, I should have realized, he's probably written the script and directing it. If the start of the film is someone walking up to him and being like, "You have the greatest face, Russell Crowe." They're not wrong. He has a great face. It's just, it feels kind of vain, which is very funny. But then what follows is the film, and it's just an absolute mess. This film is essentially two different films. It starts off and Russell Crowe's like, "I'm a big tech/gambling millionaire, billionaire, whatever the hell." He's got a building on the top of Sydney. He looks down at the whole of Sydney, and I'm just like, I didn't even know there were buildings that high to get a view like that. But he's right at the top. He's Mr. Fancy, rich, expensive man, but he's got some secrets and mysterious things going on. And he invites all his friends from that, scene at the start of the movie, and he's like, "We're going to play our yearly poker game, but the stakes will be higher. Each of you gets $5 million that I'm giving you, and winner takes all." And you're like, okay, mysteries, secrets. He's telling all his staff to do things. There's all these mysterious things happening. They've all got their secrets of their own, and it's all building to be like, okay, so that the second and third act will just be them playing poker, and all these things are going to come about their lives and this and that. And that happens for about 3 minutes, and it's just very dull, uninteresting. I've never had a film kind of be so kind of intriguing, mild intrigue. I'm not like, what's going to happen next? But I'm like, I'm going to watch the rest of this. This is okay. And then suddenly, as all the reveals and revelations happen, the film just stops. The life in the film stops. Everyone literally just sits down. They're all sweating, and they just say stuff. And it's just here is my secret, and this is why I'm in the film. And the other guy's like, and this is now my thing that I must get off my chest. And then at the end, Russell Crowe's like, "I'm glad we did this." And then the film for the third act is just a different genre film. It's just an art heist film / home invasion film, and it's just the most dull affair you could possibly imagine. The villains are out of nowhere. They're so boring and generic and cliche. It's just such an odd movie where you're just like, what happened to that first 15 minutes? And this isn't really a spoiler review, but I guess I spoiled it. But also, don't watch it. This sucks. You're going to waste your time. I don't know. The cast is fine up until a point. It was fun seeing some Australian people. I was like, I know that guy from Home and Away / maybe Neighbours. Probably Neighbours, though, because I didn't watch Home and Away. So, I don't know. There was a bit of fun in that. It also has Liam Hemsworth, everybody's second to fourth favourite Hemsworth. So, in summary, terrible, not good, but also it was on Stan, the Australian streaming service, so I didn't have to go and pay for it. I just sat at home. I had some delicious blackberries and a coffee. It was a delightful... That was delightful. The film was not delightful. It was delightful eating some blackberries. They were very tasty. I spent the back half of the film deciding what I was going to cook for lunch, deciding if I was going to go see Bones and All. I decided I will. I was like, if this film's good, I might be satiated with film content for the day. I might go outside. I won't go outside. That's crazy. It's cold and windy and stormy, and it's like 6 days away from summer, but it's just the coldest I've ever felt in my life. I need to get my heater fixed. I've got to call my landlord. I didn't think I would have to because we're so close to summer. I'd be like, I'll just get it done next winter. But it just... Winter doesn't seem to be stopping. It just keeps going. It's bleeding through spring, and now we're at summer's door, and winter's like, no. Still cold, still horrendous, still just raining all the time, just every single day, just... Not that I would go outside if it was hot, because once it gets hot, I'm like, it's too hot, I'm just going to stay inside. I've got a fan. I've got Stan, the great Australian streaming service that keeps bringing us gold like Poker Face. So should you watch Poker Face? No. Instead, I would recommend listening to the Lady Gaga song Poker Face. What a song. Like, honestly, it's such a good song. I actually feel bad for her song. Not that she, needs any help. Giant mega superstar Lady Gaga, but I feel bad that sometimes maybe someone is going to type in Poker Face looking for her, glorious, amazing pop song and finding this film. I don't know why they would then click on the film, like being like, is this Lady Gaga's song, Poker Face? And then watching the film and being like, that wasn't what I was expecting or wanting. This didn't feel like a Lady Gaga song. So I don't really see, it's probably not going to be an issue for her, but I still feel bad that he's kind of sullied the name Poker Face. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment below. Did you watch Poker Face? Why? I told you not to. Do you not listen to me? Do you not trust me? I wouldn't trust me either.